Here we go. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Beat Basement, episode 1. Trying something new. I want to say thank you to everybody who's checking it out. So what I'm going to do is, what we are going to do is break down a beat that was made by me and my man, Demolition, Mann. Made by sending stuff back and forth. So the way this beat started out was with him sending me a video, actually a YouTube link to a video to sample, which is this right here. I don't know if y'all have seen it. This Geico commercial here with the attic.
Yeah, that's half the fun of a new house. Seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun too.
Oh, it's tiny Gaza.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Gotta say, it's creepy as hell. So you may or may not guess which part we decided to work with, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you right now.
Stuff up here.
Alright, so that's all we used. One of the first things I heard though was the light switch and the flicker of the light coming on, which is that part, and that's the part that I use as a snare and a hi-hat to start. For those of you who don't know, this is GarageBand on Apple computers. It doesn't have a sampler, but I love using it because it actually has a really powerful tempo locking algorithm. So once I figured out what the tempo was that I kind of just felt from the sample itself, I discovered that it's about 2.5 bars, the main music part, and I filled that in with the one low note. So I'm gonna just show you what that looks like real quick. So we started with here. Oh, let me change this real quick. Boom. The low note. And then I really didn't do many chops for the main part of the beat. What I did do though was go back in and take 3 different notes, one of which I repeated a bunch of times to add a little more bounce to the melodic portion. So you may or may not have been able to feel what that felt like from jump. So playing those together. And you can see, so that's the main loop. It's I know it says 4 bars up here, but I made this a double tempo, which really means that the actual tempo is 67 BPM, not 134, because I only do I'm dropping snares on the 3s. So here, 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 and here. That's really just 2 bars. This is a 2-bar loop, which means that this part is actually like 1.25 bars, this main section. After that, I put in the snare, which again is just the light switch coming on. And then after that, I added in the flickering. And I did it in a way that has a little more bounce towards the end. That took about 30 minutes to put together. And then I sent it to Demo. And really before he got to it, I ended up adding a second part, which had drums as well. And then I kind of imagined what I wanted him to do, but I didn't tell him. I just said, hey, it needs drums and some extra stuff. So here is the part with the drums. This is how we doing. Oh, I cheated. I didn't have a double snare in there before. That's it. Put that back. So I sent that to him with the tempo, and actually he and I have had a lot of conversations lately about last couple of months about music theory. So we went through a long process of learning what that is. So he figured out what the melody was, what the key was, and it's actually a D minor, or it might be a D flat minor. Do I still have the text messages up? Let's see. So I made the beat. I made the basic beat and sent it to him with the tempo, what I felt like it needed, and I'll let him break that down for you. Alright, real quick, one thing that I neglected to go through was how I actually did the drums, okay? We're using GarageBand. GarageBand does not have a sampler. It does have musical typing, and so there are drums in GarageBand, but they're trash. As far as I'm concerned, all stock drums are trash. So this particular drum I made with the Palace drum kit. I saw an ad on YouTube, sorry, not YouTube, on Instagram, spent the bread on it. A lot of dope drum sounds in there, and what I had to do was actually copy and paste each of these, and I'll highlight them for you, each of these drum samples manually to where I wanted them to be. Here is the kick, this is the snare, which is layered over the snare, that is the light switch from the sample. And then I have two hi-hat sounds because I like when there's kind of when a hi-hat has like a flip-flopping feel to it, flip-flopping sound to it. So that can be panning left and right, that can be two different sounds, it can be a lot of different things that you could do, but I like a pulsing hi-hat. So the drums, and again, the loops are short, you gotta make them, to make them interesting. Just a loop by itself. And again, the double snare is a recent thing. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and take that right back out. There's two hi-hats going back and forth, and there is also an open hi-hat later on. And I have an echo on it. Echo may not be necessary, and you can't really hear it right now, but as you can see, the automation here goes left and right. And I can show you that real quick. Here we go. Woo. So the open hi-hat actually has, where is it at? There we go. It actually pans, I want to say, automatically to the right a little bit. Yeah, it pans right a little bit. So for the second pass, I had it pan left a little bit. And this is all automation that you can do with GarageBand or any other DAW that you feel like you need to use. These are all drawn in manually, which is why the shapes are all different. But all that being said, if you have any idea what you're doing, GarageBand can be really, really powerful. Like I said, in part because of how easy it is to find the tempos of samples and then lock it in to where you can change the pitch, you can change the speed and of the song itself, and it will keep it locked in. And it's something that I really, really, really appreciate. Also, the pitch shifting. So if you have a tuned 808 or even a not so tuned 808, when you change the pitches of the 808, it's actually kind of rounds itself to the notes in a way. It's just really easy to use, and you can do a lot with something that's, you know, quote unquote free like GarageBand. Obviously it's free, but you gotta spend a grip on the computer. Either way, I love it. So yeah, drag and drop Palace Sound Kit sounds, all of them, copy paste, fantastic. Over to demo.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mr. Demolition, the Demolition Man himself.
Man's an animal.
I'm a producer out of Tampa, and how this beat came about was I heard this little loop, and I sent it to Exec. Was like, yo, we need to do this, man. And I sent it to him. He did his thing, flipped the loop, put the fire kicks and crazy hi-hats on it, and he sent it back. He was like, yo, man, we need a bass line. So after he sent the beat back, I was like, yeah, you know, I got you. So initially what I did is I took this sample that he sent me or whatever, the loop, and I started going through like a million different basses that I have in, like, stocked in the computer and things I pay for over time, and just try to find the right one that has like the best sound to go with like this kind of dark loop. So after going through like probably like 5 different basses, I finally picked one, and I had to pick out a melody. So I was playing with the different keys or whatever, trying to figure out the melody, and also I had to figure out the key of the song, because you know you want to be in the right key, you know, to make it sound good. So I'm playing with the keys, I'm playing with the different melodies, and I initially come up with this one right here. And this is what we got for the melody. melody of the bass line. And with that melody, I mean, that's the easy part. So afterwards, being that I'm from living in the South, you know, from up north, but came down to the South, been here for like 15 years. The South is known for that 808. So what I did was, after the bass line, I went to the 808s and played that same exact bass line so that we could get this right here. You gotta have that knock for the when you know what I'm saying, when you listen to the southern trap sounds. And then after all that, you know, I put the bass lines together and I was like, yo, can you use like maybe another layer to the beat to where it like has transitions and it just different sounds so that you can have sound orgasms every time you hear it. So I found this next sound where it was like, it kind of sounds like real spooky, like haunting, like. And then with that, like I pitched the different ones up and down. So you had like a higher octave one and a lower octave one. And this is the lower octave one. Just little ear candies so that when you're going through the different progressions of the beat, you can feel it. And with it all together, this is what we get. Now I'm sending it back to Exec, you know what I mean? So we can see what he doing with this arranging situation, man. I know he about to kill us. Let's get it.